playlist person, so I have my favorite artists and obviously their albums and things, but then I also am big on just singles and different things of, I guess, discovering artists and their albums and kind of becoming a fan. I didn't listen to a lot of music growing up. I was pretty sheltered, so I wasn't able to listen to a lot of music or things like that. So as I got into college and got a Spotify student account, actually, I realized I kind of figured out my music interests, and playlists were a big part of that because I could just listen to a bunch of different things at once with a theme or a vibe. And so I'm big on playlists, so I definitely use Spotify just because that's more geared towards that in my opinion. So I'm going to be using Spotify for this, but I do want to talk about some artists I found off playlists, and I listened to a couple of their albums beyond those singles on the playlist and things. So I definitely want to talk about those, see if anyone's interested in checking them out as well, and likewise being like, oh, if you enjoy this person, you might enjoy this, or this sound, or this vibe too. So open to recs as well, so feel free to comment those as well. Very interactive channel, as I mentioned, so I'll probably say comment a lot throughout these videos. But yeah, so first off, some new music finds. I don't know if anyone's heard of Thuy. She's an R&B pop artist. I actually have heard her song Tricks from her Girls Like Me Don't Cry album, and I had that saved from a playlist, again, just a single I saved. But she popped up again on my Spotify playlist, like things recommended and catered for you, with her song Fairy Godmother, and it's from her new album Wings. And so once I heard that, I was like, I need to check her out because this is 2 songs now and I really like the songs. And so I went and listened to the album Wings, and I'll kind of go into that later in like an albums section of this video. But yeah, so that's those 2 songs I would definitely recommend. By her is Tricks. It's from her Girls Like Me Don't Cry album, and then also Fairy Godmother from her Wings album. So definitely check her out. But then also, I don't know if anyone's heard of Amelia Moore. She's so good. I actually had a friend of mine post a song on his Insta story called Teaching a Robot to Love. I'm a big sci-fi person, and I also am one of those, I don't know if this is weird, but when I see album artwork for music, if it's interesting or intriguing enough, I will listen to the song or the artist. And I thought her album artwork for that song from that album was very interesting. And he sometimes posts music I like, so I was like, I might like this. So I checked her out and I really like that song. So that's one I saved. But then again, with Spotify, she popped up again, and she is an R&B artist as well. It's R&B pop. And her song Back to Him brought me back to her and exposed me to her new EP, which she just dropped, called He's Just Not That Into You. So really good songs, Teaching a Robot to Love and Back to Him. But her EP and her album are really good. Her EP is He's Just Not That Into You, but her album is actually Teaching a Robot to Love, which is also the name of the song I mentioned. And she's got some really good songs in there. But those are the 2 of the newer artists I've just kind of, I guess, rediscovered, you could say. But if anyone's interested in like R&B pop, I definitely would check them out. They're pretty good. So I would recommend them. But as far as albums go, I'll obviously talk about the Amelia Moore and Thuy albums, but Wings by Thuy, really, really good. My top 3 songs are Cloud 11, What You Gotta Say featuring Blast, or it's BLXT. You know, I probably could have looked that up. You know what? Let's just do it together. How do you pronounce this? Because I'm so interested. It is pronounced Blast. Look at me go. So anyways, What You Gotta Say featuring Blast, and then Fairy Godmother, which I mentioned. Those are my top 3. Definitely check those out. So I really like that album, but those are my top 3 songs: Cloud 11, What You Gotta Say featuring Blast, and Fairy Godmother. Definitely at least listen to those 3 if you like that R&B pop vibe. This album is only 9 songs. It's a 25-minute-ish album. But it's really, really good. So if you just want something like a quick listen or something to vibe to in the car or while you're working or something, this would be a good one to listen to. And then I do want to talk about Amelia Moore's EP as well. He's Just Not That Into You. So yeah, so this one, she's a little bit more, I don't know how to describe her, because I say edgy, but she's not edgy. I feel like she's just so unique. Because one, her aesthetic, if you pull up her Instagram or just her Spotify, you can tell she's like very unique. She like kind of bejewels her face and has different color hair. And she's just like really, I feel like she's just really cool. Like those type of people you would see on the street and be like, I know they have a story, and I know like they are so creatively like driven. I don't know. I just don't know how to describe it. But anyway, she seems really cool aesthetic wise. But then also music wise, I feel like she lyrically is good, but also she's R&B and she has vocal range, you guys. Let me pull up. Let me do her EP. So I'll pick, so my top 3 from her EP are See Through, which kind of turned on TikTok for a little bit. RP TikTok. Well, it's not RP yet, but you know it's on its way. But See Through kind of trended for a bit, and she actually just released another version, and it has Coco Jones on it, and I love Coco Jones. But I won't get too much into Coco on this video, maybe another time. But the EP is really good, but See Through is on there, and she has her original, and then also the one featured with Coco Jones, and somebody else is on that, and I am gonna look that up because I want to give them their credit as well. It's Amelia Moore, Coco Jones, and Samara, Absolutely, and Samara Sin. So if you all are interested in checking them out, the song is really good. And then Back to Him is what got me back to her. LOL. It's so good. He's Just Not That Into You, EP by Amelia Moore, really good. Definitely recommend See Through, Back to Him. And then also she does have the Teaching the Robot How to Love. It's a little bit more sci-fi. If you want to know what a sci-fi song sounds like, listen to Teaching a Robot How to Love. The beginning's kind of like techno-y. I don't even know if that's right to kind of categorize it in that category, but it's like a robot talking and it's kind of robotic sounding. But then when it gets into the song, she's basically talking about how men are robots and women, or, you know, whoever, have to teach. I feel like the stereotypical thing she's trying to hit on is women have to teach straight men to have emotion, because they don't. And so that's what the song's about. But the song's very like a vibe, like, I don't know how to explain it. It's like sci-fi. It's like scientific R&B, if that's what a word. Like if you were in a lab and listening to R&B, that's what I would say. Good song. There's some other good songs on that album, but that's one I definitely recommend. And shout out to my friend Henry who posted that and got me on to Amelia Moore. But yeah, okay. And then we're switching. There's a R&B vibe of today. But then I have Mutt by Leon Thomas. I'll own up to this. I have liked Leon Thomas since Victorious. Yes, also Ariana since Victorious. So I've been on them since then. But obviously he's left the stays way behind. But he's been doing a lot of songwriting, and I knew that. He's written a lot of good songs. I think he wrote Snooze for SZA, and I think he wrote some songs for Victoria Monet, if I'm not mistaken, maybe too. But he's written a lot of like good songs. But anyway, he released this album. And he did release other albums before this, which I'll talk a little bit about. But Mutt by him is so good. Specifically, my top 3 are Mutt, Far-Fetched, and Lucid Dreams. So I would say those are my big ones. And Far-Fetched is featuring Ty Dolla $ign, and then Lucid Dreams is featuring Masigo. Again, I could have looked this up. But yeah, really good. I recently found out he played Tyrone in the Backyardigans on TikTok. I did not know that. I sent it to my brother, and he was like, "You didn't know that?" And I said, "No, I didn't." So I just learned that literally like 2 days ago. But anyways, from Backyardigans to Victorious to this, and I think he was on Broadway in The Lion King. But anyways, great album if you like R&B. It's really, really good. It's longer. It's 14 songs. It says Spotify says about 47 minutes, but really great. I would check out Mutt, Far-Fetched, and Lucid Dreams. But also his album before that, I had a couple I liked on it. It was called Electric Dust. Electric Dusk. Did I say dust? Electric Dusk. Wow, it's been a day. But specifically, Breaking Point was really, really good. And then he dropped a version featuring Victoria Monet, and I love Victoria Monet. So I recommend listening to the Victoria Monet version just because she adds a lot to the song, I think. But the original's great too. So Breaking Point is good on Electric Dusk by him. And then also Treasure in the Hills. And actually it just came on when I was driving back from the gym today. And I like sat in the parking lot and completed the song because I was like, I'm not leaving in the middle of the song. So Treasure in the Hills is also good. But Electric Dusk is the name of the album. Obviously, I'm not going to go too much into this because if you know, you know. But SZA dropped her SOS Deluxe, Lana. I actually saw SZA with Omar Apollo opening in Atlanta when she toured for the SOS before the Deluxe and everything, and she was so good. And so was Omar Apollo. I actually became a fan of Omar Apollo from seeing him in concert. I tried to listen to his discography beforehand, and it was really good. And I was like, oh, I hope he's like as good as this, and he was. And so I'm also an Omar Apollo fan as well. But anyway, SOS Deluxe Lana. I specifically had a hard time narrowing down to my top 3. So 30 for 30 featuring Kendrick Lamar instantly was a hit. Great song. So I definitely have that at the top. And then What Do I Do? Actually grew on me. I didn't really like it the first time around, but then I listened to it a second time. I was like, oh wait, I like this. So that's a good one. And then BMF, Blowing Money Fast. I think it also has some other references to some other songs as well. When I was looking it up, because I was like, I need to like understand the context of this song more. Just because I think I'm one of those people, like I hear a song and I think it's good, but I'm so focused on lyric. I'm a big lyric person. So if lyrics like kind of seem elusive to me, I like to look into what they mean. Cause artists, you'd be surprised how many artists have like layers to their music. And then some people I know just go off the sound and like they don't really listen to lyrics, and that's fine, but I'm more lyric driven. So I like looking into like the meaning behind songs and lyrics and stuff. So there was a lot of meanings to this song, but BMF. And then My Turn. I also like that one. I think that's because we're covering people pleaser here, but learning on boundaries and stuff. But My Turn, I felt like was talking a lot about, you know, someone else's turn to take the burden, and our turn, SZA's turn, I should say, to take kind of the position of causing people burdens and like kind of being the source of issue instead of being like the people pleaser, the one always taking the heat. So I thought that was good. Perspective given my current life situation, but yeah, so those are just some things I've kind of discovered this past week or two that I wanted to talk about, but I'll have more in the future. But I want to talk about those specifically because I could talk about a ton of different ones, especially this is my only plug I'll do for now, but Wicked, so good, album, so good. I'm an OG Wicked stan too before the movie, so I won't get into that in this video. But yeah, also I could have talked about that forever, but I didn't. But yeah, any music recs, please comment in on this video and let me know some albums or artists or singles you recommend. If you recommend an artist, give me like 3 songs or like an album to check out or something. Because I'm really bad about knowing what to choose with artists, because you know, what if I choose the one song or album that flopped? So please let me know like maybe some songs or albums to check out for artists. And I am on Spotify, so feel free to check out my playlist like I mentioned in my link tree. I do edit those pretty frequently and I like to go by vibes, but open to any feedback you all may have there, or maybe you want to give me some ideas of like something different you'd like to hear from my music. So let me know in the comments. Obviously keep it respectful and nice to myself and to other commenters, but yeah.